Hey, fine people, thanks for checking out my video. Appreciates it. If you likes what you sees, please hit the like and subscribe button. Welcome, journey, entering. Let's go.
You have the lucky or unlucky moment of having a crucible moment where you're forced into some challenging situation that just like rewrites how you see the world. And and it's generally after those sorts of moments that we become more conscious of what we think about, of what we care about. And really that only happens through pain and struggle. Like it's hard to get there without that. And so, you know,
Mm-hmm.
that
Agree
that
with that.
that gives you that opportunity. And you know, I find people will often assume that this idea of like seeing your full self-interest, that this is like a privileged position. This is something you can only do with wealth. But I think it's the exact opposite. If someone is wealthy, like they can indulge their now me till the cows come home. They can be all about their selfish individuals. And yes, they might have more for retirement. You know, they might have like their future locked away. But I think they are trapped in the materialism of now me. If you think of someone who doesn't have money and whose now me is hard, you know, they're struggling to make ends meet. What does that person do? Well, that person, they tend to lean on a community of others more,
Right.
right? They have their us of people that are there to support them. That's a place of strength. They also, people of lower means, will tend to have higher religious beliefs. So they're actually, you're leaning towards this future me ideal of the meaning of my actions will be borne out when I die, that there will be an afterlife or not. So actually, I think for someone who is in a place of insecurity, there's actually a high awareness of these dimensions, and people like reach to those things as places of strength, um, and that and that these are things that we all need and all get fed by. But to me, I really look at the lessons of every major religion. Like the Bible says, it's easier for a camel to pass through a needle's eye than a rich man to get into heaven. And every major religion says that like there is a problem of selfish materialism, and that is a limitation, and that it will block you from reaching
Isn't
nirvana.
that ironic? That so to me, what that says is we innately as humans know that that's something, right? Like that's one of these universal truths that it's like, okay, this one's
Yes,
real because every single religion, whether it's the smallest tribe in Africa to, Christianity, has the same sort of belief system on that. Yet we do the exact, we spend 99% of our time doing the exact opposite.
and that is especially true of the last 30 years of the world that we have lived in. It has never been more true than this moment. And this is what the world falling apart is gonna force us to confront. So you know, maybe my closing thoughts for folks would just be to be ready for the ride to get worse. Um, be prepared for there no going back, and find the strength and really seeing all the spaces where you leave a footprint. And think about what those people said, you know, networking, visioning, truth telling, loving, learning. Like these are things that empower you, that prepare you, that are investments in yourself and in others, and in like the world actually becoming better. And so that's at a moment where everything is crumbling, it might not feel like much, but you know, to paraphrase, I think it's a Margaret Mead quote, like it's the only way things have ever changed. Is starting with things like that. It's the only way. So you know that's what it takes. And so for you know, it's a little bit about protecting what's here now. I think a lot it's about being ready for what are the institutions, the systems that we need for the world that we're in now, that we still are only beginning to recognize. Because again, the old map doesn't work anymore. Um, and so it's time to start making the new one.